When we purchase a pickup truck, we expect it to serve us faithfully for years without causing major headaches. Unfortunately, certain manufacturers have delivered us genuine time bombs under the hood. Today, I'm going to reveal the 13 most catastrophic pickup truck engines ever manufactured, and believe me, some of these disasters will leave you absolutely stunned. These power plants have devastated family budgets, ruined road trips, and stranded their owners in the middle of nowhere. The most concerning aspect of all this is that one of these engines continues to power new vehicles today. Perhaps you own one without realizing it, and the number one on our list represents a true mechanical nightmare that no driver should ever have to endure. Stay until the end because avoiding this trap could save you thousands of dollars in repairs. Are you ready to discover these mechanical failures? We begin with the 13th position featuring the Chevrolet 350 diesel. General Motors introduced this engine between 1978 and 1985 to compete with diesel pickup trucks in the marketplace. Unfortunately, the engineers made fatal shortcuts by simply converting a gasoline engine to diesel operation. This strategy proved catastrophic because cylinder heads cracked regularly, head bolts snapped, and head gaskets failed prematurely. Owners reported major breakdowns even before reaching 50,000 miles. By 1981, approximately 80% of these engines returned under warranty claims. The components simply weren't engineered to withstand the stresses of diesel compression ratios. Additionally, this engine lacked severely in power output and consumed more fuel than competitors like Cummins. This debacle tarnished GM's diesel reputation for entire decades. Diesel pickup truck sales plummeted dramatically following this industrial catastrophe. If you thought General Motors had hit rock bottom, wait until you hear about Dodge's next disaster. In the 12th position, we have the Dodge 2.2-liter diesel produced from 1981 to 1995. This engine resulted from a partnership with Mitsubishi to supply light-duty pickup trucks. The outcome was a complete failure on every conceivable front. With only 84 horsepower, this engine was laughably inadequate for pickup truck duty. Owners quickly discovered it couldn't tow or carry any meaningful loads. Even highway driving proved challenging for this underpowered unit. Reliability also posed serious concerns with chronic overheating issues and head gasket failures. Oil leaks were commonplace, leading to expensive repair bills. This engine simply wasn't designed for the demands of genuine pickup truck work. Drivers despised it immediately, and Dodge eventually discontinued it due to poor sales performance. At the 11th spot, we find the Cummins ISX, introduced in 1998 and continued until 2016. Cummins enjoyed an outstanding reputation, but the ISX seriously damaged this brand image. If you appreciate this type of detailed automotive content, don't hesitate to subscribe and activate the notification bell to never miss any of our comprehensive technical analyses. Your support enables us to continue providing quality investigations about the automotive industry. Designed for heavy-duty commercial vehicles, this ISX should have been an indestructible workhorse. Instead, it became a financial black hole for fleet operators. The EGR system presented recurring problems, causing overheating that cracked cylinder heads and created coolant leaks. Fuel injectors failed systematically, generating misfires and power losses. Injector repairs could easily reach several $1,000s. Even the turbochargers showed signs of premature weakness, leaving drivers stranded on highways. This ISX proved that even the most respected brands can make colossal mistakes. The 10th rank belongs to the Caterpillar C7, manufactured from 2003 to 2009. Caterpillar typically inspires confidence regarding industrial reliability standards. However, this diesel engine intended for medium-duty trucks completely missed its target. The HEUI injection system created constant problems with defective injectors that degraded performance and cost fortunes to replace. These malfunctions caused irregular idling, power losses, and excessive exhaust smoke. The emissions control system constituted another major weakness. Caterpillar struggled to meet EPA regulations with this engine, resulting in repeated EGR valve failures. These failures caused overheating, engine stalling, and even cylinder head cracks. Many owners who trusted Caterpillar's legendary reliability faced astronomical repair bills. This black mark still stains the reputation of an otherwise respected manufacturer. In 9th position, we have the GMC 5.7-liter diesel V8. This engine, available from 1978 to 1981, is frequently cited as one of the worst diesel engines ever produced. Like the Chevrolet 350 diesel, It was a gasoline engine converted to diesel operation, an approach that proved disastrous. The cylinder heads were too fragile to handle high diesel compression ratios. Head gaskets failed frequently, and cylinder head cracks were commonplace. The injection pump constituted another nightmare with its flawed design and recurring leaks. These malfunctions caused erratic fuel delivery, making the engine run roughly or stall completely. Performance-wise, this engine was pathetic with barely 120 horsepower and disappointing fuel economy. Warranty claims multiplied and GMC's reputation suffered a terrible blow. By 1981, this engine quietly disappeared from dealer showrooms. The 8th place is occupied by the Ford 2.7-liter EcoBoost V6, introduced in 2015 and still produced today. This engine presents mixed results for pickup truck owners. While it delivers impressive power output, its long-term reliability draws severe criticism. One of the most frequent problems involves the timing chain that stretches over time, causing misfires or complete engine failure. The repair requires extensive disassembly and costs extremely high amounts. The plastic oil pan represents another weak point with its chronic leaking issues. Owners regularly discover oil stains under their vehicles and dangerously low oil levels. These leaks can cause irreversible damage if not detected quickly. The twin turbos certainly provide excellent power, but their reliability leaves much to be desired. Replacing a failed turbocharger can cost several $1,000s. Although still in production, the long-term durability of this 2.7-liter EcoBoost remains questionable. In 7th rank we find the Dodge 4.7-liter V8, manufactured from 1999 to 2013. Dodge hoped to create a reliable mid-range engine, but the result was a genuine headache for owners. The list of defects is extensive and frustrating, beginning with chronic overheating problems. This engine was notorious for blowing head gaskets and even warping cylinder heads. Oil sludge formation represented another major plague. Numerous engines experienced catastrophic failures due to poor maintenance or design flaws. The valve train was also a sensitive point with rocker arm problems that caused misfires and irregular operation. Furthermore, this engine lacked power compared to the competition. Many owners felt it didn't provide sufficient torque for towing or hauling heavy loads. This engine left numerous Dodge customers dissatisfied and searching for more reliable alternatives. The 6th position goes to the Nissan 5.0-liter Cummins 58. When Nissan partnered with Cummins to create this 5-liter diesel for the Titan XD in 2016, expectations ran high. On paper, this collaboration seemed promising, but the 5-liter Cummins failed to deliver on its promises. The variable geometry turbocharger posed serious reliability problems. These turbo failures caused complete power loss, which constitutes a disaster for any pickup truck owner. The fuel system also created nightmares with frequent leaks and injector failures. These malfunctions caused irregular idling, engine misfires, and even complete stalling. The cooling system was poorly designed, causing recurring overheating that sometimes resulted in severe internal damage. After only 3 years of marketing, Nissan discontinued this engine in 2019. This failed experiment tarnished the reputations of both Nissan and Cummins in the light-duty engine market. In 5th position, we have the 6.0-liter Power Stroke produced between 2003 and 2007. This Power Stroke became one of the most infamous engines Ford has ever manufactured. The primary problem resided in head gasket failures. The 6-liter Power Stroke used torque to yield head bolts that couldn't withstand high cylinder pressures. Consequently, numerous engines lost their seal before 100,000 miles. The EGR system constituted another weak point, with frequent failures causing overheating and injector clogging. The injectors themselves posed problems with their defective design that caused misfires and power losses. The turbocharger added its contribution to the mountain of problems. Numerous owners reported turbo failures, especially during heavy towing applications. It was another expensive repair in a long list of costly failures. Ford eventually replaced the 6-liter Power Stroke with the 6.4-liter, but the damage was already done. In 4th position we find the Ram 3.0-liter EcoDiesel V6, marketed starting in 2014. This engine was presented as a fuel-efficient solution for light-duty pickup trucks. It promised generous torque, exemplary fuel consumption, and smooth operation. Initially, this approach seemed successful with indeed good torque, excellent fuel economy, and pleasant driving characteristics. But over time, problems accumulated dangerously. One of the most common failures concerned the timing chain that tended to stretch or break completely. The EGR cooler represented another weak link in the system. These problems were so widespread they resulted in multiple manufacturer recalls. Excessive oil consumption also concerned numerous drivers who noticed significant losses between oil changes. The EcoDiesel was also involved in emissions scandals. These legal battles further tarnished this engine's reputation, especially since it remained in production until 2023. On the podium in third position we find the first-generation 3.5-liter EcoBoost. When Ford launched this engine in 2011, it revolutionized the market. A turbocharged V6 capable of rivaling V8s in power output seemed too good to be true. For early owners from 2011 to 2014, it actually was. This first generation suffered major defects, notably carbon deposit buildup. The direct injection system promoted residue accumulation on intake valves. Cleaning these valves required specialized equipment and cost a fortune. Turbocharger problems were also frequent occurrences. Despite using twin turbos, these units often failed prematurely. For an engine marketed as reliable and efficient, this first-generation 3.5-liter EcoBoost disappointed. Ford improved later versions, but this initial offering remains a major disappointment. The second position is occupied by the Ford Powerstroke 6.4-liter diesel. This engine, produced between 2008 and 2010, is infamous for being one of Ford's most expensive mistakes. It succeeded the problematic 6-liter Powerstroke, but instead of solving problems, it created new ones. One of the most serious defects was fuel dilution. Diesel fuel infiltrated the engine oil due to a design flaw in the injectors. The 6.4-liter Powerstroke also suffered from excessive fuel consumption. Although it offered decent power and torque, it devoured fuel at an alarming rate. The diesel particulate filter clogged frequently, creating excessive back pressure. Numerous owners experienced engine stalling or limp mode activation. The dual sequential turbocharger system was also prone to failures. These problems, combined with prohibitive maintenance costs, earned the 6.4-liter Powerstroke a disastrous reputation. In first position of the worst pickup truck engines ranking we have the Ford 5.4-liter 3-valve Triton V8. This engine terrorized pickup truck owners from 2004 to 2010. One of the most notorious problems concerned the spark plugs. Their unique two-piece design made them extremely fragile during removal procedures. Mechanics dreaded working on this engine, and owners faced astronomical bills for simple routine maintenance. The chain tensioners and guides were poorly designed, causing rattling noises and timing chain failures. When the timing chain broke, it often caused considerable internal engine damage. The oil pump of the 5.4-liter Triton failed frequently, depriving the engine of lubrication. This deficiency caused premature wear of camshafts and lifters, generating knocking noises and engine failures. The infamous cam phaser problem constituted the final nail in the coffin. These phasers, responsible for variable valve timing, failed and caused irregular idling, poor performance, and disturbing knocking sounds. Ford eventually abandoned the Triton V8, but not before it left behind a legacy of frustrated owners and monumental repair bills. These are the 13 worst pickup truck engines of all time: expensive, unreliable, and exasperating. If this analysis has been useful to you, consider subscribing and activating the notification bell to never miss any of our in-depth automotive investigations. Don't hesitate to share your own experiences with these engines in the comments, and check out our upcoming content about the most durable pickup truck engines to discover which power plants you can truly rely on.